made the sacrifice of your time and your talent to defend the very freedom that allows me to stand before you today. And I thank you for it. I salute you. Now, while I didn't serve in the military,
but you can join.
My oldest brother is actually a veteran, was a veteran. He served, Charles Martin Yates Jr. served in the United States Coast Guard. And my youngest brother, Douglas Yates, served in the United States Army. And so my wife's father, Major Leon Wilburn, also served in the United States Army. And if I could just indulge you for a moment. Leon Wilburn, 65, an Army major who served 2 years and later became assistant principal at Spring Garden High School in Washington, died of cardiac arrest in 1997. But Major Wilburn went into the Army as a lieutenant in World War II. He served in Europe and was awarded a Bronze Star and Purple Heart. He also served in the Korean War at various posts, including West Germany, France, and Japan. And he was stationed in Fort Belvoir when he retired in '63. I never met the Major, but I did marry his daughter, Mary. My son Julian is here also. Julian served in the United States Army as well. And when Julian came to me, fresh out of high school, with his very well laid out plan to enlist in the military, I shouldn't have been surprised knowing the caliber of the character of this kid. So he did that and was stationed, he completed his tour of duty, he was stationed in South Korea. And Julian and I, we talked periodically when he could. You know, he'd call and we'd have conversations, you know, how's it going, checking in on him. And Julian told me, I'm going on vacation.
You know, I don't mean to interrupt you, but you called him a kid. He served in the United States.
He served in the United States military. He is.
I'm sorry.
He very much is. Thank you. And so when he said he was vacationing, I said, well, where are you going? He said, well, I'm flying over to the Philippines to meet and marry my wife. And Rose is here. Rose, please. Now, Rose is here. And I'm very proud to share with you that Julian and Rose are expecting twins.
Oh! Great!
I have a daughter who lives in Virginia with her husband, and they're raising their 3 children, my grandchildren. So while military service escaped me, obviously it surrounds me as well as it does many of you, not those that serve, but you obviously know people who did as well. I chose a different path. I chose to serve in more of a volunteer capacity. Those that are in the military are very familiar with the term voluntold. So in 2000, I'm a CPA by trade. And I was appointed, I'm going to talk to you about some appointments. I was appointed to the board of directors of the Virginia Society of Certified Public Accountants. As a board member, we represented over 7,400 CPAs in Virginia at the time. It's since grown tremendously since then. But I was appointed 2 terms on that board. So I'm also a minister of hospitality at St. Augustine Catholic Church in D.C. It's the largest Catholic church for Roman Catholics in the nation's capital. And as a minister of hospitality, which is a glorified usher, the celebrant and the procession was lining up in the back of the church. The choir had started. We had all the guests, all the parishioners seated, and the Eucharistic ministers were ready to proceed up. And Monsignor stops the procession. He turns to me and he says, Yates, my office, Monday, 7 o'clock. And then he went back to the procession, and then they proceeded to go up, and we had a lovely service. And I'm thinking, I never even knew Monsignor knew who I was, much less. So when you're summoned to Monsignor's office at 7 o'clock on a Monday night, you're at Monsignor's office 7 o'clock on a Sunday night. And the reason Monsignor wanted to talk to me was he had learned that I was a CPA. And canon law requires that the parish have a finance council. Monsignor appointed me to the finance council of the parish. Okay, and there we were able to grow the parish revenues and make the financial reporting very accountable, and we did lots of great things as a member of the finance council of St. Augustine Roman Catholic Church.
Brother Yates, not to cut you off, but I just remember 10 minutes per speaker because it's 60 y'all, so that's 1 hour right there.
I'm about to wrap up. Okay. So very quickly, I was also appointed to the Huntersbrook Advisory Board, where I was also appointed treasurer. It was that work that led me to OFA, where I was appointed neighborhood team leader for all of Charles County. And we did amazing things, especially working with the Central Committee. And that work on the Central Committee was the reason why when the Central Committee had a vacancy, they reached down and they appointed me to serve to fill that vacancy. And it was on the way to Charlotte, North Carolina. We were driving down for the National Democratic Convention, where I got a phone call from the governor's office to tell me that he was appointing me to serve on the Charles County Property Tax Assessments Appeals Board. So I say all that to say, my life, by way of introduction of who I am, has been filled with appointments. We're doing amazing work on the Central Committee. Up to this point, all of those appointments I elected to accept. If I am to continue to work on the Central Committee, it won't be up to me, it'll be up to you. So I ask you for your support. The primary election is Tuesday, June 24th. Early voting is June 12th through June 19th. Thank you for your time and attention.